Hey guys, welcome back to Diecast Reviews. So it's a review on the Thailand variant of Billy Oilchanger, obviously the Cars 1 Octane Gain racer. Released here in 2025, or re-released, I guess, here in 2025. He's been released a bunch of times before, but of course, this is a Thailand variant of him, so I'm excited to take a look at it. I do like the card art there. I do believe this is kind of an original Cars 1 card art's pretty cool. I really do like his smirk there, his expression. Looks really nice. He was one of the kind of first 2025 releases. Take a look at the back here. Winfred Bradford Rutherford, we've done a video on him. And a bunch of other Cars 1 Dave Apex there, Dave alternators, which were named they're using now. And then some Radiator Springs Townies there. But yeah, excited to take a look at another Thailand variant for Piston Cup racers. Of course, kind of occasionally here on this channel, we do look at Thailand variants of Cars 1 Piston Cup racers. Just kind of change it up from just reviewing new stuff and kind of look at some stuff from the past. But yeah, so enough talking. Let's get Billy Oilchanger here out of the package. So here is Billy out of the package, and he does look pretty nice. So let's get right into the review. Taking a look at his expression there, it's a standard Piston Cup Cars 1 expression. I was going to add a standard expression, kind of a determined look there. Nothing to write home about. Blue eyes there, yeah. And you've got his sponsor, of course, Octane Gain Turbo Vitamins. Pretty cool. Obviously a very old style logo here, kind of look slanted there. Orange on orange, I guess orange on black there, but yeah, pretty cool logo. Octane Gain, obviously a vitamin company. But not too much to write home about in terms of the actual paint scheme. Of course, you go to the side here, and the only real note here is there's a big black stripe kind of down the middle. Other than that, it's just kind of this orange, kind of cheddar orange color throughout. Really not much of a design going on here. Big 58, interesting number as well. Not kind of a random number to choose, but there you go, 58. I got a lot of contingency sponsors on the side there, as you did with the Cars 1 cars. I mean, it's like half the sponsors there are contingency sponsors. And then you've got rims, the rims here, and I do like that they're actually correct, as in you can see that the rim itself is orange, but then it's got a yellow trim there. That is the correct rim color. Back in the day, Mattel would not make the rims properly. They just have it be one solid color, even though a lot of racers do have some kind of trim on the tires. Then you've got Octane Gain back here as well, the logo. Turbo Vitamins there as well. Again, like I said, not much of a design, just a big black, well, not even a big black stripe, just a black stripe going across the side of the car is really the only piece of design going on. On the roof, you've got a 58, white 58 on an orange background. So I would say that Billy Oilchanger was never really my favorite Piston Cup racer, just because he's kind of got a boring design, as you can see here. Got Octane Gain there on the back as well. Got a little bit of more design. I guess the stripe kind of curls around back here, and the back is black. And yeah, on the deck lid you've got Octane Gain as well. And going to this side, it is of course the same as the other. But yeah, you can see not really much of a design here, right? Just orange throughout. Take a look at some of the Piston Cup racers, a few other Octane Gain Piston Cup racers, and you'll see a lot more design going on there. But yeah, I would say Billy Oilchanger was never really a top Piston Cup racer for me. Probably in the bottom half, just because yeah, the design isn't that interesting. It's just orange throughout, basically, just a little bit of a black stripe. But yeah, I guess that being said, let us compare him to some of the other racers. Of course, Octane Gain gained a kind of bigger prevalence in the second or third movie, with Bobby Swift having a speaking role, at least somewhat of a speaking role, and Danny Suarez, of course, being named after being one of the NASCAR next gens. But yeah, of course, that also came with Danny Suarez being a NASCAR next gen. The number was also changed to 19. So no more 58, but yeah, of course, one of the big differences was that Octane Gain apparently got a complete corporate revamp between the moment of Cars 1, 2006, and Cars 3, 2017. In those 10 years, a complete corporate revamp. You can see completely different colors. All of a sudden, purple is a very big color for Octane Gain. Taking a look at the logo, initially you can see how they've kind of updated the logo, made it more modern. Looks really nice there. Turbo Vitamins. Still see, you can see that big letters there. And then, yeah, big purple presence on Bobby Swift here. And looking at the design, you can kind of see the design here, right? You got the purple, but then you've got a bit of orange swooping in and kind of little, what is those, like stripes, I guess, little stripes or arrows or whatever, pointing out. And a little bit back there as well. And then they kind of curl around the back. But you can see somewhat of a design actually being taking place on Bobby versus just a big black stripe being the only real notable design here on Billy Oilchanger. But yeah, I think Bobby Swift is one of the, I don't know if it's one of the few, but it's one of the Cars 3 variants that I actually, the Cars 3 designs that I prefer to the Cars 1 designs. I'm trying to think, not all of them, I think a lot of them I do prefer the Cars 1 design, so I think Bobby's kind of maybe one of the exceptions where I actually prefer the Cars 3 redesign compared to the Cars 1 initial design. I really like the purple and orange, look really well together. Got a real design going on here. I think the logo is much nicer as well. It just looks really nice. Really do prefer Bobby Swift over to Billy Oilchanger, of course. You got to compare him to Danny Suarez, the next-gen Octane Gain racer. Now, the Octane Gain next-gen, I think comes right back down and is one of the worst next-gens. No offense to Danny Suarez or Daniel Suarez or anything like that, but the Octane Gain next-gen is just not interesting. I mean, the only real thing here is you've got a big OG that's kind of upside down as well. And it's just, I mean, you have a little bit of gold, but it's not that interesting. I don't know. I really don't like the Octane Gain next gen design that much. And then you do have the NASCAR redesign for Danny now with number 99. So you've got a lot of numbers for Octane Gain now. So you got 58, 19, and now 99. And this one is a little bit better. This is obviously the metallic version that gets the job done. But this one's a little better than the normal next gen. But still, I think Bobby Swift is a peak Octane Gain. And Octane Gain, Billy Oilchanger was one of the first racers released back in 2007, 2006. So, of course, it was one of the more main kind of racers, I guess. You've got Octane Gain, RPM, No Stall, and Leakless, and Nitrade were kind of the main racers that were released early, and we released a ton. And most of them had, well, I think all the ones I named had crew chiefs and pity sets released. And, of course, so we do have a Octane Gain crew chief and pity set. Didn't bring out the pitties or the hauler. Of course, there's also a hauler, but this is the crew chief, the only crew chief with this model. Obviously, released in that crew chief pity set, which are those are fantastic sets, and I really wish they'd bring something along those lines back for Cars 3, or just even release some new ones for Cars 1. Obviously, the chances of that happening are almost zero, but those were some really nice sets. And yeah, I do believe I reviewed all of them on this channel. But yeah, those were some really cool sets. But obviously, the Octane Gain crew chief, and he has not been re-released. Obviously, you've got some crew chiefs, like the Bumper Safe crew chief, who has been re-released. The Nitrate crew chief has not been, and the Octane Gain crew chief have not been re-released. They are only exclusive to those sets. So yeah, Billy Oilchanger being a more notable character, I guess, as notable as you can get for a Cars 1 Piston Cup racer. He does actually have a Meet the Cars bio. It's pretty cool. So the bio reads, Billy Oilchanger's dream is to become a racing color commentator after he retires. He's watched the greats over the years and even practices announcing by calling the races out loud to himself while he's in them. It's a great experience, though the other drivers find it distracting and even a little creepy. I think there's a missed Easter egg there from Disney and Pixar to have not made Billy Oilchanger a color commentator in the kind of Florida 500 or Cars 3 or whatever. I think there's a missed opportunity there, but regardless, nice to take a look at Billy Oilchanger once again, and his Thailand variant. And yeah, the Thailand variants are fine. For this model, they're okay, and for the, well, Lee Refkins is a terrible example because he's a terrible Thailand variant, but most of the time that model is okay. They're really bad is the Murray Clutchburn model, Lee Clutch model, and we should be taking a look at this one soon. You know, as we get into the dog days of summer, it really becomes a dog days of summer for the cars collecting as well. There doesn't seem to be a lot of releases happening around the summer. They kind of come out in the winter months, January, February, March, April, winter and spring they come out, and then you get into the summer and they slow down, and then all of a sudden they pick right back up with August, September, and kind of towards Thanksgiving and Christmas they really pick back up again. But the dog days of summer, not a lot of new releases coming out, so often that involves me reviewing some older stuff. So of course Billy Oilchanger here, Murray Clutchburn, got some other stuff coming, maybe a couple more Piston Cup racers as well, we'll see. But as we get into the dog days of summer, yeah, we'll be looking at some Thailand variants. So Billy Oilchanger here, but yeah, like I said, Billy Oilchanger was never a top Piston Cup racer, in my opinion, because he's got a boring design, as you can see. But it's still a nice Piston Cup racer nonetheless. But let me know what you guys think of Billy Oilchanger. Have you liked him? Has he always been towards the top of your Piston Cup rankings or towards the bottom? Let me know what you think about that down in the comments below. Have you picked up the Thailand variant? Or are you okay with the China variant? I do have both. But like I said, I like to take a look at the Thailand Piston Cup racers as well. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. This will be the end of the video, so thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hit that like button, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.